Here are the 6 ways to play an A major chord. Quick note with this video, chords I'm going to be using today are A major and B minor, and you'll see why later. Here are the 6 ways to play a B minor triad. Alright guys, so one thing to note with each of those shapes is where the root note is. I know the root for this particular shape is on the G string. So that means if I'm right here on the 2nd fret, that's an A chord. But if I move up 2 frets, that's a B chord. And if I move up to the 5th fret, that's a C, D, E, 12th fret, G, and then 14th fret back to A. The next chord, right, this A shape, the root note is on the 7th fret of the D string. So this chord, this is an A, but if I move up 2 frets, right, that's a B chord now. Last shape, like this is, the root note is on the B string. So if I move up 2, that's a B major chord now. If I move down 2, that's a G, F sharp, F, E, D. So often with these triads, what I end up doing is combining a couple of them. So like this particular A chord, right? I'll combine this one and the one just using the top 3 strings to make this whole chord. And so what I'm doing here is I'm just barring on the top 2 to include that high E string. And so that's often how I'll play this A chord. And same with this position up here. What I'll often do to get in that high E string is I'll just bar across the 9th fret here. And so now I'm basically combining this shape and this shape and getting all those strings together. With this A chord down here, I kind of tend to just play the D, G, and B string. I rarely do the triad like this. Most of the time, I'm always just kind of doing this bar shape. It's just more natural in most cases. The way I'll combine some of these B minor triads is, so take example this shape down here, right? This B minor, and then this one. What I do is I just play this shape like this, and sometimes I'll just put my pointer finger down. So now I'm getting all 4 strings. And that's how I'll play that B minor. If I come up here to this position, to this B minor, what I do is bar all top 3 strings, and that's how I'll get that B minor. Over here, right, I have this B minor, and I have this B minor. And what I do is I just put my pointer finger down, and oftentimes I just bar it on the top 2 strings, and so I get this shape, and so I get all 4 strings. Going back to like the A chords, right? This one, this position right here, this is actually technically the same thing as an A major bar chord, like this, with the low E root note, right? Except I'm just playing the top 4 strings. This A chord up here is a little different. This is as if I was kind of playing like a C shape chord, like if I was playing a C chord, but I moved it all the way up here. This A chord down here, all the way up here, this would be as if I'm making an A bar chord like this. That's how I like to think about triads, being little chords. What you'll notice is a lot of lead guitar players, I don't have to be playing the whole chord every time. I can just play a few notes and it still works. Again, with the B minors, right? So like this shape right here, this is just kind of like the top four notes of this B minor. So I'm basically cheating. I'm just making a little version of that. This B minor, like this, is the same thing as the top four notes of this low E root B minor shape. The reason I picked an A major and a B minor chord is because they are the only two chords in the song Tennessee Whiskey by Chris Stapleton. The way to play this song, it's in 6/8, which means there's 6 beats per measure. The way I'm gonna practice these triads is each time we do a pass through the whole chord progression, right? 2 bars of A, 4 B minor, 2 bars of A. And then what's gonna happen is I'm gonna switch to a different chord shape. So I'm gonna start down here with this A and this B minor, not the bar chord, just this, right? And so the first pass through, I'm gonna play those chords, and then I'm gonna jump up here and play these chords, and then I'm gonna jump up here and play these ones, and then way up here and play these ones, which is just these guys, but repeated. And then I'm gonna go back down. And so let me show you how that works. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. Now I'm gonna jump up. Guitar's a little out of tune, but I'm gonna jump way up here. So you get how that process works. So what I would do is now I would take maybe another song, maybe a little harder or a little quicker or something, and I would try to do the same thing, preferably in like a different key. So it forces you to think about where the new chords shapes are and get comfortable doing it in different keys, right? And with a different song. And that's how I just practice them. I just go through and see if I can play along to the song using these different voicings and shapes. Anyways, guys, hope that video helped. Love y'all.